Welcome to the Talk podcast with ideas strategist Linda Reed-Enever. Talk is where we chat about ideas and inspiration you can use to market your business. Get ready for practical tips you can implement today with your host, Linda Reed-Enever.
Hi everyone, Linda Reed-Enever, and welcome back to this episode of the Talk podcast. In this episode of the Talk podcast, we're going to talk about one of those things that we need to do when we're starting out in business and we're starting a brand. And that is about owning our social media real estate. And the reason we want to own our social media real estate is we want to have those handles, those usernames, and protect our business identity from being used from someone else by them being able to create profiles for us. Now, I get it. As a business owner, it can be incredibly overwhelming. There is so many social media platforms that you need to go and have a look at. And I'm not advising in any way, shape, or form in this episode that you go and start accounts for all of this and actually start using all of these platforms at once, because you have to learn a platform at a time. But what we do want to do is we do want to make sure that our usernames are protected, our handles are protected, and our brands are protected. So the first things that I suggest to most clients to do is go to the social platforms, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, the YouTube we can't get until we've got a set number of URLs, but TikTok, all of those areas, and go and register your account and get your username. Get your vanity URL if you need to, which is about 25 likes for Facebook. Get all of those details, your LinkedIn profiles as well. Get your company page on there and start to own those social media profiles for yourself. Now, I suggest that most businesses, especially if you're a coach or consultant, do this not only for their business name, but do it for their personal name as well. So they have their personal handles protected. Because once again, we don't want to find that we want to use a platform under our personal brand or under a brand profile and then it's gone. And the reason we want to do this is we want to secure the brand assets. And those social media profiles under our brand names are our assets. And we want to set them up. The next step that I suggest you do about owning your social media real estate is then brand them, because no social platform likes a grey head or a profile image that's not in place. So make sure that you put your logo in as your profile image. If there's a cover image, you set it up. If there's any information about your company, you add that pieces of information into that profile. And if you don't tend to be posting there for a little while, then just pop a quick little post up, introduces who you are and what you do, and the best place to follow you. And you might say, we're currently working on our Twitter profile, or we're currently working on our Facebook profile. In the meantime, sign up for our newsletter over here. Give them a call to action where they can connect and follow with you as well. And then the final component about owning our social media real estate is making sure that we stay abreast of any other bits that might pop up over the time. Because if we look at those platforms, those new platforms, grab our username, file them away, and then start to use the platforms as we feel comfortable. So once we own our real estate, what's the next step? Well, the next step then is to talk to our people and see where they are. Now, the biggest thing that we've got to understand when we're in business is we're not our audience. So while we might have a preference for one platform, our audience might like another one. So they might be a Pinterest user, they might be an Instagram user, they might like short form videos on TikTok, they might like Reels, they might be a YouTube user. So we need to understand where our audience is hanging out. And one of the best ways we can do that and make sure we start activating some of that real estate that we own is to start seeing what our competitors are doing. So go and have a quick search for your keywords on YouTube or on Facebook or on Instagram and see what others in your industry are doing. That starts to allow you to be able to create content that your people like. The other thing is, if you've got an existing audience, is poll your people. Find out where they want the content. Is it YouTube? Is it Facebook? Is it Twitter? Is it TikTok? Wherever they want the content, then you can deliver it. And then finally, the final thing about owning your social media real estate is when it comes to automation, you can start dipping your toes in the water with tools like Missing Letter and Meet Edgar, where you feed your blog posts, you feed the content that you already create out to those networks so that you can start to get in there and play. And then one more final tip from me today is to remember to add one of those social networks to start to focus on right now. And then maybe in a month or so's time, you'll start looking at another one. And another one and another one, because all of a sudden your real estate portfolio, your social media real estate starts to develop. You start to build your profile on those networks, and then you're able to really dive in and start to share your message across a number of platforms rather than just one, and amplify that reach and engagement across your social media real estate.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Talk with Linda Reed-Enever. Make sure you subscribe via your favourite podcast app so you don't miss the next great episode. You can find more ideas and inspiration at lindareedenever.com.au.